This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity.
We'll go directly to the phone lines here with Dorothy in Boston, Massachusetts. What's going on, Dorothy?
Hey, Jade.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel. My question today is, where would be a really good place to start when someone knows little to nothing about investing?
I love that question.
Like
Is it
how to
you?
invest. It is me.
I'm asking for a friend.
She's right here.
No, it's great.
You know, let me just tell you what I did. I knew that I wanted to work with a SmartVestor Pro or like work with a professional, but I also wanted to kind of have like a baseline of knowledge going in so that I could follow them in the conversations and also have an idea of what I wanted, because I didn't want to go into it with this idea of like, okay, you just tell me what to do. Right? I wanted to learn and understand it. And so for me, a lot of that was I started listening to shows like this and digging into that content. And on our website, RamseySolutions.com, we have so many articles on investing and all these things that you can really sort through. And I think that that's a really great resource. And then I just spent time doing my own research. And then I called up a SmartVestor Pro and I kind of let them know, hey, here's what I'm thinking. The financial plan that I follow talks about investing across 4 types: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. And they talk about putting 25% into each one. I agree with that, you know, and I just really started that conversation and I let them know, hey, I'm open to learning. I just want to understand how we're investing and how we're doing this. And so that's how I started. Is that pushing any buttons for you?
Yes, it is. I'm not quite there yet. To baby step 4, where we start. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I just want to have like
some basic knowledge.
An idea. So
yeah.
Yes. So when someone's like S&P 500 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Like,
okay. So here's just kind of let's just do a quick like 4-minute high level investing school for you, Dorothy.
Ooh, I love it.
Okay.
Okay.
So when it comes to investing, we have the rule, we call it the KISS rule. Keep it simple, stupid. So we say keep it simple.
Great rule.
Yes, because people get very deep into the weeds of stuff and they're all like trying to do all this fancy stuff. So keep it simple. So yes, you mentioned the S&P 500, the Dow Jones. When you turn on the news and you see the big chart, right, with all the stuff, right? So,
the ticker, I'm like,
that's right. Yeah,
numbers, but
So what you're looking at is just basically the values of these companies. And so with the S&P 500 is the top 500 largest companies. And so you're going to have Apple, you're going to have Ford Motor Company, you're going to have Target. I mean, you're going to have 500 of the largest companies. And when you buy into those companies, you buy into the market, right? You can do S&P 500, which is, not to get too complicated, like the index funds. You can go into the stock market. But basically, what you're doing is you're buying a small portion of these companies when you go and buy a stock. Now, we recommend, Dorothy, people can buy single stocks where you put all of your money in Apple, or you put all of your money in Target, or all of your money in American Airlines. We don't recommend that. So some people's strategy is they go and they buy individual stocks and they put their money and hope that you know a few of these companies do really well. What we teach, Dorothy, is to invest in mutual funds. So mutual funds are 90 to 200 of those stocks in one fund, okay? And so that's going to help spread your money out so you're not in single stocks. So that's kind of how the market, the basis of that. Now, we can branch off into retirement investing. So you're going to hear things like a 401k, which most companies offer their employees, and they'll do a match. So if you put in 3% of your income, Dorothy, the company will match 3%. Or some companies, it's 4%, 5%, 6%. Now, when you're opening a 401k, then you have a choice. When you put the money that they have, where is that money going? And that's what Jade is talking about, is actually taking your money and buying mutual funds with it. Now, the specific mutual funds are the 4 types that she talked about. You know, that got, you know, that's pretty deep in there, in the details of it. But that's the 401k. There's a IRA, a traditional IRA, and a Roth IRA, which is another vehicle for investing. And again, you can open that account, but the money you have in that account, you want to actually invest. And that's where a SmartVestor Pro can help you. And then another term to remember, Dorothy, is Roth. Roth is your friend, ROTH. Roth means it's after tax dollars. So it's after you've paid taxes on your income hits your checking account. You use that money to go and fund a Roth IRA, which the great thing about that, since it's after tax dollars, that means all the growth that's going to happen, compound interest in that account, is tax-free because you've already paid taxes. Yes, okay. Which is beautiful. So whenever you see Roth, we want that. We want Roth IRA versus traditional. And if your company offers a Roth 401k, you take that too. Now, again, it's after tax dollars. So you're going to feel it a little bit more. It kind of hurts a little bit more because
100%.
You've paid the taxes and then you're like, oh. But again, that's kind of just, I don't want to confuse you, but that's kind of just the basics.
No, that's very clear.
That we look at.
Sense.
But I would sit down with a SmartVestor Pro. What Jade said, if you go to RamseySolutions.com, you can find one in your area. And if you're anywhere near Boston, there should be multiple.
Yes.
And sit down and talk to them, set up meetings and interview each of them and kind of figure out who you like, just from a personal standpoint, who you enjoy, who's going to teach you. Because this is, you want someone in your corner because it can get really granular really fast.
That's right.
And you want somewhat of an understanding, but you also have to know that these people, they do this day in and day out.
That's right.
So there's a level of trust you have with them too in this process.
Yeah. And I also want to encourage you or anybody else listening, people rarely understand it in one take.
That's
like
right.
You know what I mean? Like I had a buddy come visit me and she was like, Jade, explain this Roth IRA thing to me one more time. And you rarely get it in the first try. It's like, I remember the first time I was like, wait a minute, wait, what now? And it's like, you want to go back and listen to it again. So go back and listen to this call again. Like I said, dig into some of those articles, make sure you're setting up time to talk with these people because it takes a minute for you to really understand it. Because like Rachel said, and it's true, it does get granular very quickly. And it's like, okay, but once I finished my Roth IRA, then what do I do next? And then if I have more money, where do I go next? And so before you know it, you're really going down the line on this. And you want to make sure that you do have a clear understanding because these are your hard-earned dollars.
Yeah. And Dorothy, and for anyone listening, that baby step 4 is 15% of your income into retirement. So retirement is going to be your 401k at work or 403b and a Roth IRA. So those are the two main ones. There's other things like an HSA and different things if you max out those other two that are options, and we talk about that here at Ramsey. But for most people listening, always remember, it's your 401k and Roth IRA, 15% of your income that goes into those.
That's right.
Thanks for listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. Need help with your investments? Connect with a SmartVestor Pro at RamseySolutions.com/invest or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.